So the beginning point for increasing Iman is to read the Quran. To read the Quran as much as we can. If we can do it daily, if we can do it weekly, however much we are able, we should try our best to read it. But to read it with that consciousness, not to read it like parrots. To read it with that consciousness where we are seeking to understand the message that Allah is communicating to us with. If we are able to do that, then the Quran, every human being has that core of faith. And technically speaking, that should have been sufficient to guide him or her in this life. However, from the grace of Allah, where He bestows on us blessings which we don't particularly have a right to. This is the grace of Allah. He has given us what we haven't earned. He gives us books of revelation, which would outline for people the way of life, Islam, and how it should be implemented in their lives. So, the original sin was the sin of Iblis, when he was commanded to bow before Adam in recognition of the superiority of Adam, which Allah blessed him with. His command to Iblis to bow was his test. Iblis, who was among the angels, was elevated, but when the test, that test of faith came, he failed. He refused to bow. And when he was asked by Allah why, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has given us supplications, prayers to make for each and every occasion of our lives. Why? In order that we be conscious of Allah in the things that we do. As Allah said, Aqim as-salah li dhikri. Establish the prayer for my remembrance. The essence, a life of prayer is a life of remembrance of God. And that makes the difference. That distinguishes between the righteous and the unrighteous.
La ilaha illallah.
So how do we handle all these trials which have been promised by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How are we going to handle them? Allah goes on to say in the same verse, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Give glad tidings of paradise for those who are patient. That's the way. Patience. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Those who, when afflicted by calamity, say, truly we belong to Allah and to Him we will return.